Hi there, I'm Ben Hunter and I help people find their true inner happiness. Thank you for watching today. I will apologise now about the lighting. Obviously I'm doing this at night time, so it might be a little bit dark. I do apologise now. Now, if you're watching this today, hopefully you've watched my first video, Ben Hunter, ADHD, Bipolar, Crazy, watch this now. If you haven't, I will advise you just to watch that video first, because it will give you a bit of an idea of what we're following on today. Now, my content today, which I'm really excited to talk to you about, something that is found... Hi there, I'm Ben Hunter and I help people find their true inner happiness. Thank you for watching today. I will apologise. Obviously I'm doing this at night time, so there may be a little bit lack of quality on the lighting compared to normal, but I hope you all bear with me. If you're watching this today, I hope you watched my first video, Ben Hunter, ADHD, Bipolar, Crazy, watch this now. If you haven't, please do take that watch before watching this video today, as there will be some cross references and it will really help you to get an idea of where we're coming from. Now, what I am going to be covering today, which I'm really excited to bring to you, is I'm going to talk about what is a starseed. Okay, now you may be somehow got a feeling that from watching my first video that there's something different out there, or you maybe have always believed there is something out there, and that's why you're searching this out today, and hopefully this will bring one of the answers out to you. So before we start talking about a starseed and what they are, I'm going to talk briefly about how I had my spiritual awakening. As I covered a little bit in my first video, obviously went through a stage for most of my life of not quite feeling that I belong, feeling like there's something else out there, and through a series of depression events really led to me feeling suicidal, and I stumbled across something very by accident. Now really, in order to explain that, I need to delve a little bit more detail about when I say I feel lost and I don't belong, exactly some of the examples that has made me feel like I don't fit in all my life, or like other people are aliens, or whatever context you want to use if you've seen my first video. Now, the main thing that I've struggled with my whole life is this whole human belief structure about life. So let's just run through that, shall we? So we're conditioned as human beings to goes like this. So we're born, you learn all of the human traits that you learn through growing up, from a little baby through to toddler, through adolescence, through to teenage years, etc. This is all to do with learning to use your five senses. Okay, so your sight, your hearing, your smell, and your taste, and obviously your mouth to talk. We're then, from a young age at school, taught to learn a belief structure. Now, depending on where you are in the world, depending on your upbringing, your belief structure might be fairly different or fairly typical, but a belief structure for our human existence that we're taught in school all really revolves around the same thing, which is we're born as a human being, we live on the earth, that anything outside of earth is either supernatural, is either explained by religion or science or another belief structure, which you're then taught, getting into the realms of spirituality, which people are taught, no, that's crazy, and all these kinds of things. Anything to do with space and the stars, oh, there's aliens out there. That's pretty much all there is. That's life, that's your belief structure, that's what you're taught. In your belief structure, it's heavily influenced, especially these days, by the media. So you've got the internet, you've got social media, you've got the news, you've got the radio, and they help you form opinions. They help give you subject matter to think about, and these help you form opinions. Now, a lot of people will have good opinions about things, and a lot of people have bad opinions about things, but what the media is helping to do is create a vibration, create a negative vibration in which people will conflict. So I'll take for an example, one of the current things at the moment is Brexit. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of people that says no, Brexit shouldn't happen, we absolutely shouldn't happen, and all this negative charged emotion and all this negative energy and all this momentum in the social media is you can see people talking about how it shouldn't happen and why the reasons aren't, and people getting very, very angry and very, very passionate about it. And then you've got a different set of people that say no, we must exit, we must have Brexit, and all these people with all these charged opinions, and you can see them all forming in the news, and although they think that they have a positive opinion, and the people that have the opposite opinion think they have a positive opinion, it creates this negative charge, and eventually, boom, it comes to a loggerhead, and people have conflict. Now, that can be a conflict as simple as having a civilised debate, or it could be something more catastrophic in riots and things like that. But one thing that always happens is where we as human beings are taught to have, I wouldn't say a negative feeling about something, but taught to be passionate about something which really we've got no control on. All that is doing is negatively charging you. So whether you think it's for a positive reason or negative reason, you will end up at loggerheads with someone else that has a different opinion to you. And there is a very, very good reason for that. That is, we are not actually from this planet. Now, let me clarify that. I'm not going to sit here and start talking about how we're little green aliens and how we run around as these ghost-like alien creatures. I mean something a bit more profound, a lot more profound than that, and it's hoping something that you guys can all relate to today. So, if we're not all human, what are we? So, I believe that everyone on the planet is either a light worker or a starseed. Now, I'll get into another video exactly about what a light worker is another time, but for today I want to talk about a starseed and what a starseed is. So I am a being living a temporary human experience. Now, that may seem like something that you resonate with, that may be something you think this guy's crazy, or you might be thinking, hang on a minute, what is this all about? But I encourage you just to listen on. So let me just say again, you are a spiritual being living a temporary human experience. And if you're watching this video and you're still watching it 7 minutes in, I can guarantee that you already know. Now, like I said a little while ago, we're not aliens, we're not little green men that have come down here in a spaceship. We are a spiritual being. So we haven't existed 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. We don't exist in a physical form. We are a spiritual light being from a star system many, many, many moons away from here. If you've seen anything to do with stars and planets, you'll heard people talk about Orion, or Andromeda, or Pleiades. Now, what that really relates to is in the higher realm where we exist, we do not have a physical entity. We are light, we are a star, we are energy, and we're an infinite being. So that means we're not bound by the constructs that we know on Earth today, such as time, okay? We're not bound by desire, okay? So when we're chilling in the higher planes, we're an infinite being, and we can have whatever we want. All we have to do is think it and it manifests. So anyone that we want with us can be with us. Anything we want to experience, we experience like that. Anything we want, we just have to think and it's there. So imagine a world, for example, where if you wanted to watch the dinosaurs being born on Earth, click your fingers and you see it. If you wanted to see the creation of the universe, you click your fingers and you see it. If you wanted to talk to your gran, you click your fingers and she's there next to you. You have everything that you could ever want in an instant. Now that also means you do not exist as we know in time. Time is a human construct, and it's a well-known fact. If you've done any research on space and time and theory relativity, time doesn't really exist in space. It's something that's created here on Earth as a mechanism of control or a mechanism of measurement, depending on what you believe. So we exist both in the future, in the past, in many different dimensions, all at the same time. Now, the key thing is, though, because we have this infinite ability and this infinite power, which means we're in space without limits of space and time, and anything we want we can manifest straight away. That means we have unconditional love and bliss, because there is no negativity in light. There is no want, there is no desire, there is no jealousy. It's just unconditional love and bliss, because everyone has everything they ever wanted. I bet you're thinking the same thing that I thought at first. If we have all this, why on earth would you want to come here? Why would I be here right now if I had unconditional love and bliss? I had everything I ever wanted just by thinking it, and it would manifest up there chilling in the stars. Why would I be here now? And the answer is very simple. We have come here to experience something that we can never experience in the higher planes. We've come to experience the rich diversity of life on Earth. Now that means both the positive, it means the negative. It means the whole experience of being a human being. Like I said right in the beginning, we're spiritual beings living in a temporary human experience. We don't know what it's like to want a car and have to work for it and have to save for it and have to set goals and have to achieve those goals in order to have that thing. Up there in the stars, we're just chilling. We want something, manifest it just like that. We don't know what it's like to lose somebody. We don't know what it's like to feel pain, to feel anger, to feel any of those things. So the only way for us to experience those is to come to Earth to live a human experience with all of those emotions. So once you start to understand that, you understand the Earth is a game. The Earth is like the Matrix, except without all of the scary, if you wake up it's going to be a horrible experience thing, because that's completely the opposite of what I'm talking about. But it is a game. We've come here to play a game, to experience things that we can never experience in our higher self. Now, there are a couple of important exceptions to this, because you're thinking, if I just wake up one day and believe this is all a game, I can go and do whatever I want. I can go steal a car, or I can just decide that I want to go back to the higher planes. It doesn't work like that. Okay, there's a very important factor in this game, which is called free will. Everyone that comes to have this spiritual experience undertakes that we live in this game where there is free will. Everyone has the free will to do what they want. Okay, therefore there's nothing to control. You're in this human experience, you're spiritual being living in a temporary human experience, and one of the factors that you need to comprehend is that everyone has free will. The other thing is, if we came here chilling from the stars and we knew that we're these infinite beings, these infinite light beings from the higher dimensions, then we'd come here and go, well, this is a bit boring, I want to go back. Or, oh, it doesn't really matter what I do, because I'm just going to go back to the higher realm. It doesn't work like that. We exist in many different dimensions, both future and past, at the same time as we do up there in the higher dimension. So we don't project all of ourselves here. We're still up there. We're still up there. Our spiritual beings are still up there chilling and watching us. What we do is we sign a soul contract for some of our soul, only a tiny little bit of our soul, to come into a human body. It couldn't possibly, if you were a spiritual light being and had all of the power of the stars, you couldn't manifest all of that into a human body. Okay, with just a little tiny bit as an experience. And there's probably been many versions of you in many different lives as well. That's some of the reasons, what I'll get to in later videos, that people have through regression, they've had past lives, or they know things that they can't quite explain. So we've got that it's a game, we've got that it's got free will, and in order for it to work, when we decide to come here, we agree to have a veil of forgetfulness. Now what that means is we forget that we're spiritual beings living a temporary human experience, and we start to be conditioned by the belief structure of Earth, like we discussed before. Now the real key to the game, the real key is what we're trying to achieve, is for everyone to awaken and remember that they're a spiritual being living a temporary human experience. And as a spiritual being, The most power that you have, what gives you the unlimited power, what enables us to be someone that can manifest everything, anything we want, enables us to have all the joy and bliss, is to have unconditional love and bliss. Now, when you think about it, everything that you have on the planet today is designed to stop you having unconditional love and bliss. Media, TV programs, Emmerdale, Coronation Street, oh, so-and-so's died, oh, so-and-so's unhappy, or football, your football match, your team lost, you're unhappy. It's all to produce this negative energy. Okay, now that's called 3D energy. Okay, it's human emotion. Now, what as a spiritual light being you learn to adapt to is that there's a whole different level of consciousness. Okay, there's 3D, which is the human state of mind with the ego structure of all the human emotions and all of the trappings of Earth, and then there's 4D and 5D, which is the higher realm, which is where you become a being of unconditional love and bliss, and you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. But in order to do that, we have to undergo the veil of forgetfulness. Now, that's something as a starseed, that is your spiritual awakening. That is the beauty, that is the gift, is you understand that you're a spiritual being living a temporary human experience. Now, I want to get into this in a lot more detail in my later videos, but I want to know how many of you resonate with this, how many of you have listened to this and think, okay, there's much more to this and I want to learn a little bit more. Please do. Please comment below any opinions that you may have. There's my Facebook page, at Hunter Starseed, that you can comment on there. Please, please, please hit like and subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get all of the comments straight away. And if you've got any comments, comment in the box below and I will respond and open some dialogue. I want you all guys to do one thing though. If you're sitting here thinking, oh, I'm not quite sure about this guy, I want to do something for me. Research the pyramids. Okay? The best secret ever kept is a secret hidden in plain sight. Research the pyramids and share with me what you found, and we'll delve a little bit deeper in my next video. But what I'm going to say to you for now is the light is failing. Good night, peace and love, and thank you for watching.